Hi guys, welcome to Trista Bites, and I was given Jedi Challenges to try out. I've been playing it for a few months now, so hopefully I can show you this and let you know whether or not it is worth the price point. So let's open this up. I'm going to try and open it to you guys so you can see what you would see. This is not quite as elegant as I hoped it would be. I do. Okay, I've managed it. I've successfully opened a cardboard box, guys. And inside here, the first thing you see is how beautiful the lightsaber controller is, and for what anyone's going to say about this game, the controller is gorgeous. It is based on Luke's, correct me if I'm wrong there, I'm pretty sure this is Luke's, and the buttons on it are actually buttons, which I think is really cool. So it is stunning and it's display worthy. You could have this on a shelf quite happily. It is really gorgeous. Squidgy end, of course, for safety. You also get inside here the little dome doohickey. It's all squidgy, it lights up, and that allows the saber to tell the headset where it is, basically. And then you get the headset itself, which is the Mirage headset, which is augmented reality. So it means that you put your phone in a cassette type device like this and it slides into the top. It then projects the image via mirrors, so you can see it overlaid with your living room, which is presumably to help minimise the amount of things you smash playing this game, although that didn't entirely help me, I'll be honest. It has some buttons on the side to focus, and it's pretty cool, it's pretty robust, it's pretty padded and so forth. It's in no way a bad headset. And it comes with the instructions and a variety of cables. Although do check that your phone is supported. It's pretty modern phones are required for this. My phone did work, but it isn't technically a supported phone and might not continue to work in the future. Setup involves getting the rather large app. The phone will prompt you to turn on Bluetooth as soon as you launch the app, which it will need to communicate to the other devices. It also means it drains the battery power quite quickly, and to be honest, my gameplay sessions ended mostly when I ran out of battery. Then it needs you to turn on your lightsaber, which will light up. And then when it finds it, it gives you a vibrate response on the lightsaber, which is a really cool feature actually that happens during the gameplay as well. And you know, you have a lightsaber, it also glows nicely at the end there. It also wants you to calibrate. Ooh. And then you move the lightsaber in a figure of 8 to calibrate it, vibrates again to let you know it's done. Then you turn on your beacon. I'll go with pink today. It's got 2 frequencies, I think that's in case 2 people are playing with it in close proximity. And then the next stage is to deal with putting the phone into the case, which is probably the trickiest part of the whole process, and you have to do all of this every time as well. So the cable goes in, you then open up the tray, which has a plastic hinge, which is probably one of the weakest parts of the whole design. It gives you a window that you want to match up, which lets you put the phone in, close the plastic tray, then use these stoppers here just to fix it in place, launch it. Then you can see it's moved into the VR mode, and you want to insert that screen down with the stopper out into the tray on the headset. It will light up and then you have a headset ready to go. The quality of the controller is lovely, the buttons feel good, it charges off a mini USB off the bottom. Of course, a bit similar to a Wiimote, it contains an accelerometer so it knows where it's moving. It relays positional information via this dome as well. Both of those are sent back to your phone and the headset by Bluetooth. The game resolution definitely works better if you turn the lights down or off in the house, slightly defeating the point but making for a crisp gameplay with not too much lag. As well as being quite fiddly to get the phone in and out of the headset, I found my phone was very hot after each use, but it hasn't crashed at all, so that may be okay. Just something to bear in mind if your phone tends to run hot. So when it comes to the games itself, it comes with 3 built-in games, and these are currently the only games you can get, and also the Mirage is exclusive to Jedi Challenges, so this headset can only be used with these games, which I think is a a bit of a mistake on their part, but we'll go into more in that in details. But for now we have 3 games. They are lightsaber battles, where you can pick an enemy to fight and go through a staged kind of training process, which gets progressively harder as it goes on. You have strategic combat, which is like a battle sim where you can control troops around your living room and move your armies, which is kind of cool. Not quite as cool as lightsaber battles, but there is a bit of play in that. The third one is Hollow Chess, which is a recreation of the chess game in the movies, and that's gonna amuse a child for about 10 minutes, and that's pretty much about it. I would write that game off quite quickly. So basically you've only really got 2 games, and although, I mean, to a certain extent, waving a lightsaber around and fighting people just doesn't get boring as a concept in itself, but you do have a limited lifespan on how much you can play this, because you're going to have completed the whole thing, and there isn't really any more. They might bring out some more games for this. They haven't announced any as of yet, but to me it's quite expensive because it came out at a £250 price point, and that's a lot. It's now gone down and you can pick it up on eBay for about 150, but unless they're going to release more games, I think maybe hang off a little bit longer and wait until that price drops a little bit further, because then you'll have something that's worth it. I mean, you'll get to the point where it's worth it just to get hold of the controller for display purposes practically, and then you're laughing really, but at the moment it still feels pricey. The biggest thing for me that I found was quite a shock was that they went for augmented reality, which was partly, you know, to minimise the amount you're going to smash furniture in your house by letting you be allowed to see your living room, but that again didn't help that much for me, but I can see why they've done that for safety purposes. I also just assumed, quite frankly, that there'd be a 2-player option and you'd be able to fight your friends, even if it wasn't saber battles, because I worried about you hitting each other. Maybe that you could, you know, shoot as if they were stormtrooper pistols and you could fire laser weapons at each other. That would have seemed like a sensible way to play. Then it would have been like Laser Quest in your house. That could have been amazing. But there's no 2-player option for this. It is just those 3 single-player campaigns, and they are only options at the moment. So although I've had a great amount of fun playing this, and again there's just a certain amount of being immersed in a lightsaber filmed Star Wars world that just doesn't get boring, I do think it is quite expensive. I hope they do release some more games for it, because that I think would then change that completely. If they start updating the app and releasing more games, then it will be something that's much more worthwhile at the current price point and will become a bargain when the price falls a bit further. However, it is very well put together, it is good fun. Just bear in mind that your phone needs to be pretty up to date, your phone needs a lot of memory because the game is on an app, and that I had to delete apps off my phone in order to get Jedi Challenges onto it. And also bear in mind that if there aren't any more games released in future, then you are just paying for the ones that come with it, and you've got to be sure that you're okay with that before you put down that amount of money. But I hope this review has helped, and Lenovo sent this to me, but they did not tell me to review it. They only asked me to put some pictures on Instagram, which I did. So this review is, well, you can probably tell because I've said it's slightly too expensive, but it's not a sponsored review. It's, you know, they've not told me what to say at all. It's an awesome thing, and I have had awesome fun playing it. I just wish there were more games and there was more longevity in something that costs as much as this does. So I hope this was helpful anyway. Comment below if you've played this, comment telling me which bits of furniture or light fittings you have smashed in your house because of this, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!